Hi, I'm Mike Neundorfer. I'm with Advanced RV, and I'm in a B Box in production. Today, you're going to see a B Box called Asteroid of Happiness, and the architect, artist, builder, designer, whose motorhome it is. He was very rewarding to work with. We learned a lot. You'll see in Asteroid of Happiness all the different things that we can do in a B Box. Some of them we can't do in a van. There are a lot of possibilities, and clients are finding this out. We hope you enjoy the video.
Hi, my name is Willy Monahan. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a designer and an artist. We've had a lot of fun traveling, my family. I have 2 children. If you're looking for 4 people traveling safely, there are few options. And this design with these real seats with real seat belts gives you the chance to move 4 people down the road with real safe seating. And that's a tremendous advantage. The other thing that I like is we have the separate shower stall. So your bathroom isn't all wet. I think that the permanent bed, the safe seating for 4, and the separate shower and bathroom are the major features of this van that set it apart from any other van on the market. I found Advanced RV and designed an RV to fit into their box that they were putting on the back of a Mercedes chassis, which gave you a lot more room, vertical walls, and plenty more options for design than I would have had in the standard Mercedes body.
A B Box is a creation of Advanced RV. The width is the same as a van with the running board. The height is typically the same height as a van with the air conditioner. It handles like a Sprinter van, but it has a lot of things that a Sprinter van doesn't have. It has huge tanks, 50 gallons of fresh water, about 54 gallons of gray and black split evenly or combined. It has large lithium battery system, a single system that has very accurate measurement of state of charge. About a 3 kilowatt true sine wave inverter. Thermally, it's very efficient. There are a lot of things that this client designed on this motorhome. He has a lot of experience and knows what he wants.
Well, I have a lot of ideas, and it's really wonderful to be able to get them made in the real world and to use them and to see how they function or not function. To generate these sorts of ideas, you're sort of pulling together lots of other influences. You've thought about your experience in the old RV and how it might be enhanced or improved. So all of that is kind of tumbling around in your head, and then you keep making all of these different designs, and then you kind of shrink this, enlarge this, maximize that.
Willie used a program called SketchUp. My job was to take his models and create real working models. So we recreated the entire project in SolidWorks. And that allows me to send out things for CNC. It allows us to do wiring, electrical, and it allows us to do plumbing. And then it also allows my team to have the SolidWorks viewer so they can go into my model and actually take dimensions and measure and find out things.
So as you walk in here, we have in the background a box being prepared to be lifted onto a chassis for attachment. So this is all our preparation. We get inside and tap through the steel and the aluminum inside the box to make sure we have a secure connection to the factory chassis.
If you arrive in a campsite, you're tired, you want to cook, you want to eat, you want to go to bed, but you can't really do it because you have to do all of this other stuff. Where here, there's a permanent bed in the back. You don't have to unfold anything or put sheets on it. It just stays there. And the same way up here with the pop top, where the kids' sleeping bags just stay up there. And they're able to just climb the ladder and get in bed and go to sleep. Advanced RV came up with this design, which worked very well.
You know, it allows you to have 2 people to sleep here and then another 2 people to sleep upstairs. And it's actually full size because I'm 6'2" and I can actually lay down and you could sleep 2 people upstairs. So and not just for kids, it's for adults also. It's a really great feature. We've got LED lights upstairs, and the customer requested that we had a separating curtain for his 2 kids. So we installed that, and really makes the van versatile. Opens up the world of possibilities. The owner wanted to make sure that the seats were protected with something that was a structure. And so what we've got here is actually a 2x2 steel tubing, and it connects to the ceiling. It's through bolted and with adhesive and bolts, and it connects to the upper portion of the truck. It's structurally mounted to this panel in multiple places, and it's also mounted to the floor, through the floor of the truck. So this becomes a structure that will protect things from flying forward and to protect these seats. And one of the things that the owner was always key about was that things were permanently mounted in place. They weren't removable. They were function in place, like our table, the stairs here, the coffee maker. Things slide out, they slide back, and they're easy to use. It worked out well, and it fits around the seat. It still allows you to access the kitchen area. The customer in this particular build likes to cook. This microwave is mounted to the walls, to the ceiling, to the other cabinets. It's entirely supported. It's safe. It's not just tacked up on the wall with a few screws. So the design and the engineering into this whole cabinet area, it follows through with the roof, the walls, down to the floor. So it's really strong.
The reason why this is here is that you can combine an outside exhausting fan. We've had perfectly good luck with a single induction cooktop. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. We got plenty of cabinetry. They have these very compact washer dryers. So you can pull up and do washing, and then you don't have to go stand in lines at laundry facilities in the parks.
We've got an extra drain on the gray tank, so they can run a garden hose to your drain system, and then you can just run your washer, dryer, your showers, and you don't have to have a big pipe hooked up. So this washer and dryer has requirements for venting and also for draining. And so you can see in the model that there's a drain that runs from the washer and dryer, and it runs all the way around the back side of the truck to the other side where the tanks are at.
Big stainless steel sink all integrated into the countertop, filtration system for drinking water, and a nice faucet with an extension on it. We even put a weight on the bottom of the cord, so when you go back up, it pulls itself all the way back up. Just little details.
This is a new style LED water purifier, and it's a nice compact unit that mounts inside. It has a charcoal filter, and then we've got the LED lighting that purifies the water, plus the charcoal, so you can pull drinking water right from the fresh tank.
A big isotherm refrigerator and freezer below, all ergonomically set up so you don't have to get down on your knees to get in it. These are big closed drawers, 3 of them that are under the bed. There's also a curtain to close off the bedroom. And because the interior is 78 inches wide, they can sleep crosswise across the back of the van.
This is, what they call a dry bath, and so you've separated your bathroom and your shower. And at first I was like, well, it's going to take a lot of extra space. But now that I see how nice it is to have a place to shower and get dried off while you can have your regular restroom, it really works nice.
And also has a max fan that goes out through the side. And then the bathroom is a flush toilet. Willy designed the medicine cabinet, magnetic. It has adjustable shelves, and that was all made from scratch in-house. Again, there's a big window in here with another max fan and a pretty cool sink. Marcia saw that and she really liked it because she said we can put stuff around the outside of it.
Normally you wouldn't be able to do this if you had a shower in this particular space, because this is made out of wood and it wouldn't react really well to the water. Now look at this, it's great. This one of my favorite features of the truck is this bathroom here. A lot of this particular van was behind the scenes, was behind this wall. In the floor of the truck, we've got our access ports to the gray and black tanks. And so you've got toilet ports, you've got venting. This particular truck, the vent stack, runs up right in the shower area. So you've got a shower access area. You've got all these vent pipes coming together. You've got drains for sinks. And so the cutouts in these floors, the cutouts, the entry points in the tanks, A lot of thought goes into all this, and our tank system is insulated. There's no access from the bottom of the truck, so you've got a clean surface. There's no underhanging tanks or underhanging pipes. Tons of loaded stuff in there, and then the shower pan's raised. It's off the ground right here because of the way they had to drain over the wheel well. And yeah, when you walk through the truck, it just looks like, oh, there's some nice bathrooms here. And behind it was the real magic's happening behind all that stuff. Yeah, I agonize for hours over this stuff and how it all goes together, and the chases and how they fit, and and how to hide everything, because one of the main things here is that we got to use every inch of space.
One of the reasons that we like sprinters and our clients like sprinters is there's huge access from the front to rear. We can cut a 6-foot tall by 5-foot wide opening between the cab and the box, and that's approved by Mercedes. We put a kind of a roll bar in there, a flat roll bar. So that gives you visibility to the back. It gives you the ability to walk into the back, and you can get up and go get an iced tea, go to the bathroom if you're not driving, come back. We use all the room above the cab to be able to stand up and walk to the back. A little bit of storage in the flare, but this is really just to give you headroom as you get up, and also to give you an aerodynamic shape so that this is as efficient on the road with fuel mileage as it possibly can be. It's also easy to use the cab area as a living area. This one has an 8-foot high ceiling, which just gives you a really nice feeling of space.
The front seats needed to swivel, and the passenger seats needed to accommodate this area. So we went with standard coach style seats from Friedman. After the whole van was built and constructed, everything kind of came back to this space right here. I mean, I got all this stuff coming together, and I still need to make this table work, and it has to fold. And one of the customer requirements was that I don't want a table that's loose. I don't want to have to take things apart and put pieces together. I want the table to fold and be deployed against the wall, and it has to stay there. So then I said, okay, well, he made a prototype, which really gave me a lot of design inspiration, and then we used that concept, and so this is what we ended up with here. Just unclips, and so now you've got a really nice space for eating, for dining, and both the driver and the passenger can flip around and have a surface to eat on. It's a really strong table.
We wanted a big window here for the boys to be able to look out as they're driving. The sound systems that our clients want are everything from the highest quality, which Sonos is an extremely high quality sound system. And some clients don't want anything, just the GPS and the sound in the front. So everybody has it's a full range of needs, but Sonos, like other systems, we can put in a subwoofer if there's room, put in multiple sound bars, put in other speakers like we did in B Box 1. This van has an air suspension, as virtually every one of our clients specifies an air suspension, and designed in the Netherlands. It's installed on sprinters all over North America. It smooths the ride, and when the ride is smoother, everything lasts longer. Things aren't being jolted around as bad. And it also stabilizes from side to side. We've been working with Fox shock absorbers for probably 2.5 years on a custom designed shock that would give us the additional stability and ride that we want. The B Box is incredibly well insulated. In fact, in Europe, it's used as a refrigeration truck. This composite also is thermally non-conductive. The van, with the thermal windows, the thermal doors, the thermal hatches, has about an R13 rating. There's no way with a van to get the kind of draft proofing and thermal insulation that you can with the B Box. So Emily, you're almost done with sealing around the openings that you cut in this B Box.
I'm using a fiberglass resin, just using really simple chip brushes to brush the resin onto the foam just out to the edge of the fiberglass, taking real good care not to go over, to watch for drips.
It seals up so that no moisture can get at the foam, and this polyester resin that you're using, because it's a 2-part, is the same type of resin that's used on the inside and the outside of the box. So you get a really good bond there, I imagine.
It's a good seal.
Yeah, this is a lot more time consuming, but it's a process that creates a high integrity of sealing and also strength in the openings.
It's going to be better and it's going to be more long lasting. 2 coats. I never trust 1 coat of anything.
This week's actually been really exciting because we're finally getting the ceiling panels up. And the way we did it is 2 panels of wood that are glued and screwed together. And we've left channels for the electrical lights. So these are going to be 4 puck lights in the ceiling. This is a hole for the air conditioner. It's going to be wonderful. And we've coated it with this platinum suede. It's very soft, very squishy. It's very satisfying, you can run it. There's a little bit of grain is not the right word, but we spray it with Scotch Guard twice before anything goes in. So it is protected, it is safe to use and work with and live in. Here's the channel for the lights. These are the puck lights themselves. And we don't glue in the channel because we have to leave space for the wires to safely run and be exchanged out down the road. You won't see the edges of the holes at all, which is really nice because it will look just beautiful.
All of our vans now have plumbing installed inside the van. So as long as the van is heated using our diesel-fired heating system, there won't be frozen lines. We also have heated in many different ways the tanks that are below in the van. We insulate those tanks on all sides, and then we run a separate circuit of hydronic heat through the bottom of the tanks. And when Marcia and I were out at 2 below zero, we monitor the tank temperatures. We have sensors in each tank, and the coldest the tanks ever got at 2 below zero was 60 degrees.
These are the 2nd edition tank brackets that we've created custom here in the shop. We do all the bending and fabricating ourselves, holding these tanks on here that can weigh up to 500 pounds fully loaded. They're an integral part of keeping these B boxes rugged.
As with all of our motorhomes, we try to use every single cubic inch of space. So the client who plans to spend a fair bit of time in campgrounds wanted a place to store longer hoses for continuous discharge of gray and black water. The other storage is accessible by 2 doors. There's a lot of flexibility for loading and unloading. Lighting here. There's storage in the back for 4 electric assist bikes and more. Tons of room. Underneath here, accessible through screw down panels, are the batteries, the lithium battery sets, the inverter, the I/O for the central control system, cooling for the inverter. The inverter's over here. This is the kind of accessibility we provide. This is accessibility for winterizing and for the pump. Hinged with a latch instead of a screw down panel. There's accessibility over here with the panel for the inverter and stuff. Lockable doors, pretty airtight, and these windows open wide. There are built-in shades and bug screens in those windows. Those are switched lights as well as the side lights. Gives you a lot of illumination for anything you want to do in the back of the van, cooking outside or whatever. The client also wanted an awning.
Advance was wonderful, came up with great solutions for all of the things that I proposed. It was really the perfect size to fit all of the appliances in we wanted.
The curved walls of the actual Sprinter van, they present challenges sometimes. And in this particular footprint, you've got this extra space that's just allows you to just keep things square, and you see this nice clean aisleway that you have in the middle here. And you really quite couldn't get this with the regular Sprinter van.
We've combined the objectives that we hear our clients express, which is nimble, stealth, a lot of space inside for storing, a feeling of space, and just a level of quality that you'd find in their fine homes.
It was really impressive to see the absolute perfection of all the finish, all of these technical details which are so difficult to actually implement. The panels, the hardware, the floor, also the countertops, also well put together, also professional, and it's extremely difficult to do that in a one-off process. To be able to produce such an enormous, highly detailed vehicle that's all original, this is the only one there is extremely difficult to do. And I was tremendously impressed with the quality of the whole vehicle.
You know, I've worked with a lot of people in my career, a lot of PhDs, designers, and people who are visionaries, and Willy was one of those guys. And he had a very specific vision for this van, this table, like the stainless steel countertop, these radiuses. And, you know, the thing is that I'm the same way, and these details are very important, and so I fully respected Willy and in his opinions and his need for some of these things to be done, and I tried the best I could to make sure that those things became a reality. So we've got our plate full, 13 more B Box vans right now. Some of those are really custom, some of them are just more simple versions, and some of them haven't been configured yet. Everything from 144s to more 170 extendeds like this. And the opportunity to design something for a family is now on the table.